All right, my name is Keith Kuhn. My son is John Kuhn, number 54. He played offensive or defensive line for the Morrison football team in 2018. You know, the proud moments of the football season are that he got up and gave it his all on the field, win or lose, and he was happy with his efforts each and every time. Even though, there were times that he may have, had a bad game, he still gave it his all. After high school, he is going to go to NOC, Tonkwall, get his basic studies out of the way, then hopefully choose his career path from there. They were a good bunch of boys. They all went out there and they gave it their all and left it all on the field. Another thing about my boy that I was proud of, one of the proudest things about him this year, was that he was an undersized lineman. Each and every night he went up against somebody that was an average of 50 to 100 pounds more than he was each night. And each night he held his own and gave it his best. Some of them played pee-wee football, some of them played junior high football, but for the most part, all of them have been together, or the majority of them have been together since freshman year in high school.
We're Brett and Dorinda Shaw, and Perry Bowling is number 22, and he's our senior this year. Probably the biggest thing that stands out for us is his ability to want to play any position no matter what, and no matter what he really wanted to do. He didn't have any issues about not playing somewhere or get upset because he couldn't play a certain position. He wanted to be very much a utility player.
I think also just his dedication to the sport and his team. And that was very much self-driven. That was never anything that we pushed. He always put that as a priority, getting to practice, doing everything that he needed to do for the football team. And that was cool as a parent to see, because when he was younger, we never had to worry about making sure he had a ride because he always did that himself because it was always very important to him. Yeah, he's been accepted to Oklahoma State University.
He's just wanting to go and start his college experience. He's already got plans for roommates. He's got plans for like rec league ball and different things like that he's going to want to do. And I think that's perfectly fine. We've kind of encouraged him to let him learn his first year, get his basics out of the way.
Just how proud we are of him and that we love him.
Mike Nelson.
I'm Jennifer, I'm the mom.
Okay, and our son is Newell Nelson, number 60. Proudest moment is when Newell moved to Morrison from Frontier, where he could play football, and his passion, his friends that he made here at Morrison, and just his growth. Getting to summer pride in the summer, being on time, working hard on the weights, just communication skills.
Made me think that if he could get up and work in the summertime and come to practice, that maybe without us at college, he could get up and go to class. Plan A is that he goes to Tonkwall, gets his basics, transfers Southwestern, and gets a degree in biology wildlife with CLEAT certifications, so where he can become a game warden or park ranger, and there's a whole list of other things that he can do. I also think that one of the proudest moments that I guess whenever your son's happy, you're happy, and I guess it happened in this locker room. He dreaded going to 1 o'clock, and his dad would always say, "Take an ass chewing, son, take an ass chewing," as he would leave. And so at 1 o'clock they would have film. And he came home and he says, "Mom, you'll never believe what happened." So what? And he goes, "You'll never believe it." He said, "Coach went to the board, I guess, over there, and he wrote player of the game." And he said, everybody was silent. He said, believe it or not, he wrote my name on the board. I can't remember if he wrote Salty or he wrote whatever. So we ordered him a patch for his jacket and then we say it's not for him to wear on his jacket, but just for him to keep, that says player of the game, Bell's player of the game. And Newell says, Mom, you have to understand that never happened in the history of Morrison football.
Well, I'm Ron Sieber, and this is my wife, Christina. And Dalton Sieber is the senior. And number 77, 6'6", about 310. And I'm just glad he came. Every game was a proud moment. This was one of his better years. He had to fight his way through. He's a lot of people don't know, but he's had heart problem, and you know, he worked his way through, and just every game was a proud moment for me. Well, it's like any teenage kid. I mean, they all, for mine in particular, he's got into cars real heavy duty. I think that's what his life ambition is, to become a mechanic. Last I knew, he said something about working for Ford Garage. He's got it all set up for after graduation, and I think he's trying to get into maybe a junior college of some sort, if it works out. You know, he's pretty headstrong, and that's good. He's got his goals set out for him, and I think he'll do all right. And I love him to death. He's my pride and joy.
And your dad is only looking out for your best interest.
My name's Cheryl Rubidoux. My son is Dalton Sieber. He's number 77. Well, he just played 2 years here, his junior and senior year. And his junior year was just getting to know everybody and kind of trying to fit in to the group. But I could really tell the very first game, his senior year, that he was, you know, a part of it, a part of the group, a part of the team. He felt comfortable, and I could just tell that those boys were going to, no matter what, they would have a good year. And I was really proud of him for as far as he came in that year's time, because it's hard changing schools, but he did really well. He is wanting to work for a few years so him and his best friend can start their own business. He's interested in having an automotive shop. We do. We wish him the very best. He is a very motivated young man, and I have no doubt that he can succeed. Just to stay humble, know he always has his family behind him, and hard work, and he'll have everything he wants. I know he can. Definitely agree that any kind of sport gives you discipline, being held accountable for, like you said, being on time, and the hard work. He is a hard worker. He sometimes needs a little motivation, but I definitely think that it gives so many things to every student, you know, for life later on.
My name's Corey Bales. My wife, Amber Bales, couldn't be here today, but our son is number 7, Braden Bales, senior on the Morrison High School football team, and I'm also the head football coach here at Morrison. I would it's probably different than a moment as just how he became a player that was really, really unselfish and did what his defensive coaches asked him to do, and just kind of his willingness to be a tough, hard-nosed kid, and really, really coachable. Well, you hope that they do a good job out in the real world, you know, once they get out and start their lives after high school. That's kind of one of the things that we take a lot of pride in, is that hopefully we help along that way with their parents on establishing a good work ethic, and that hard work does pay off, and there's going to be times where you work really hard and you maybe not think it paid off. Some bad things happen, kind of like football season this year. You know, there's a disappointment level there with where things ended, but you hope that in the long run they develop good habits that'll benefit them on down the road. He'll attend college. He's either going to Northwestern Oklahoma State University at Alva or Northern Oklahoma College at Tonkawa, and he's going to major in health and sports sciences, and probably wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't end up becoming a coach as well. Oh, your simple stuff, his mom and I are very proud of him and the things he accomplished, but my message for him as well as these other seniors is life isn't always fair. Things don't always work out the way you think they will. But if you develop a bond with people and you work towards something, and eventually good things are going to happen for you, and to not get disappointed with setbacks and maybe failing and falling a little short sometimes, but to continue to work hard. And all these boys, hopefully they continue to do that and make good things happen for them.
I'm Steve Womack, and my son's Gunnar Womack. He was quarterback and number 14.
I'm Brandy Womack. I'm Gunnar's mother.
With Gunnar, I always told him I didn't care how he did on the field. I cared about his effort. And they started playing football at Morrison in the 5th grade, and Gunnar started going to Summer Pride the year before 5th grade. And that was after he graduated from the 4th grade. So he's only missed 3 days of summer since then. That's the week that we go to Colorado every year. And other than that, he showed up all those years, and he put in all that work, and I'm most proud of how hard he worked on the field, not necessarily his accomplishments, but on and off, and his effort was great, and that's what makes me proud of him. The real world's tough, and it's getting tougher all the time for these kids, and I think this is going to prepare him to go out and make it in a real competitive environment. He's going to have to, like you said, be on time. He's going to have to show up and put in the hours and work his way up in a competitive job market. And it's hard to raise a family, and hopefully this has got him on a good start.
Definitely going to college. We haven't decided what college yet. He hasn't decided what college he'd like to go to yet, but he would definitely wants to pursue a career in wildlife, something outside, maybe biology, forensics, something in that field. He loves being outside, outdoors. So that's what his plans are.
Yeah, we love him to death. But what I'm most excited to see is what he turns out to be. No matter what he does, if he continues to work like he's worked to this point, and he uses the ethic and the desire that he's had through football in life, he's going to be successful. No matter what he does. I once again don't care what he does in life. I just want to see good effort. I want to see him put good effort into being a good dad, a good husband, a good son, a good worker, and just put all the stuff he's learned in football to life.
Exactly. We love you. We love him.
I'm Marie Hughes, and this is Deborah Hughes, and Riker Hughes is our son. He's number 5, and
I think one of the things that I'm most proud of is off the field. When we have parents come up to us and tell us that Riker is a solid role model for their kids, for the younger kids. When they tell us things like that, that's pretty big to me, because that's bigger than his accomplishments on the field. Very proud of the teammate that Riker is. When you talk to Riker, he puts his teammates first. He recognizes that his accomplishments on the field are not possible without those teammates, and so I think those would be a couple of the things that we're most proud of. I think there's a lot of life lessons in what Coach Bales, Coach Fry, and the staff have instilled in the boys on the field, knowing that nothing is going to come to them without it being earned, that they're entitled to nothing, that you work hard if you want to accomplish anything on the football field, in the weight room, and then also that applies to life. That's the lessons that we try to instill in the boys also, and all of our kids. And so I think those are the things that he gains from those camps as far as work ethic and earning what you get.
Riker, I just want you to know how proud I am to get to be your mom and how much you mean to our family, and looking forward to seeing what God has in store for you this next chapter of your life. I'm proud of you.
Reich, I've enjoyed every minute of it. From when we started, you and Trevor out in the front yard, learning how to hit, putting on the pads for the first time, and you guys playing and using my t-shirts for jerseys, all the way to just this last week when you signed to commit to play college football at Northwestern. It's been quite a ride between those 2 points. Couldn't be more thankful for the young man that you are on and off the field. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and can't tell you how excited your mom and I are for your next chapter. And we're excited to see you play at the college level and enjoy seeing you chase your dream in the sport you love. Love you, buddy.
I'm Shireen Glass, Levi Hawkins' mom. He's player number 4. Just his dedication and the teamwork. I noticed a change in him because he went to Perry School and we came over here to Morrison. And he just meshed well with this group. And you could see that he had more of a drive here. He didn't have it there, but it's like he found the right coach and the right team members, and they just mesh so well. And I just think that he's ready to go out there and become a team player in the world. And, you know, he's got his head on, but, you know, I just see something different in him. The drive is just what makes him, I think, a better person. He's going to go to NOC. He don't know for what yet, but I'm just glad he's going somewhere. No, I just want to thank the coaches and all the team, and they did such a great job over this season, and I just wish they would have went further, but you know what, they didn't, but they learned something from it. You can't win everything. So I'm very proud that I'm part of this Wildcat thing, and I just wish them all a good luck out there. Levi, I want you to know that I'm so very proud of you and that I love you with everything I have. And I know that you just keep your head on straight and you can reach the stars, bub. Love you.
My name's Gary Glass. My son is Levi Hawkins, number 4. Watching him walk onto the field, the way he supports his team, the way he supports Morrison, watching him grow up. I think getting his priorities straight and knowing what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, and keeping everything in line. At the moment, he's talking about going to NOC. He's not talking about playing any ball or anything like that at the moment, but maybe later on. I know he's wanting a future in maybe welding. Levi, you've got a bright future. I think football has helped you with that. It's put your head on straight. You've learned discipline. You've learned to follow people when needed followed, or to lead them when you need to lead them. I wish you well. I know you're going to do amazing, and I'm proud of you.